Punches with Scott and Ben.
Merry Christmas, Packing Punches Christmas special. We're going to get rowdy in Saudi. It's myself, Ben, and Scotty Findlay. How you doing, fella?
Today was breakup day for Christmas, and I am not back to the third, so I'm pretty chuffed, mate.
You must be living the dream.
Dreams, nearly 2 weeks off.
I'm in tomorrow, then I've got 4 days off. I'm back in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
No,
and then I'm in the following Tuesday.
and it's sport galore, so buzzing.
Oh my God, there is so much sport over this time of year. I absolutely love it.
Yeah,
The only thing that I hate about this time of year, it's the only thing, and this is only literally now because we do shit like this, is that we've sort of set up the kitchen because we're having a total of about 30 people here for dinner, breakfast, lunch over the next 3 days. So my chair that I normally sit on is now in the kitchen.
yeah, emergency chair.
Yeah, so I'm sat on like the creakiest stool with no back support, and I'm feeling very cast out.
We best get into it before you get sore then.
I think I'm hoping that you can't hear the creak on the microphone.
No, we're all good. We're all good. Adds authenticity. I can't fucking say that word. Let's move on. Yeah. Let's move on.
So, British interest then. Before we get rowdy in Saudi, because obviously we're going to build up to this Saturday night's incredible fight card in Riyadh. Sonny Edwards, a divisive character for a lot of British boxing fans. He does divide the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, I think the casual probably thinks he's a mouthy gobshite, whereas the purist thinks, fuck me, this kid is so skilled, he's fantastic to watch. And I've got to admit, the result was the one thing I could not see happening.
No, I mean, I was fully in Sonny's corner, really. I mean, he was the underdog. This Bam at 23 years old, he's some special talent, but Sonny thought he could fight the fight he fought, and he couldn't, because Rodriguez was just there, and he was just picking and picking and picking. And Sonny's not used to being hit. When do you ever see Sonny get hit?
No, I was genuinely surprised with the frequency that he was being hit.
Bang. And it was the same spot every time. And for Sonny, he couldn't change up. He didn't know any different. He was just getting caught and caught. And don't get me wrong, Sonny had some success, especially in the second, third round. I thought he had it. The commentators clearly wanted Bam to win. That was blatantly obvious when you were listening to it. But look, I think he should have went out the round before. The corner should have pulled him, but he's probably saying, I can fight. And the right decision was made. I've seen a few comments about he quit. He's a dog, Curtis Woodhouse, because Sonny owned him on Twitter. Enjoying people's downfalls and losses is a bizarre humility to take in life, and a sad individual. I mean, I used to respect Curtis Woodhouse. I've read his book, thought his story's great, but he's turned into a bit of a bitter old man, which is a shame. But look, Sonny come out after and he went, look, I come for people on Twitter and I deserve any shit I get. And he's took it on the chin. He's shown updates of his face, and let's face it, he's got a cut there, a cut there, a cut here.
Yeah, there's no two ways he was battered, but we have both here. We've both called out fighters for quitting. Which I know you've been quite negligent. Not negligent. You've not really wanted to do it because I think you're kind of the opinion that having not been in the ring yourself, you probably can't sort of level that at anybody.
No, you can't, not at all.
But it's difficult with the eye, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's we said that Dubois quit when he fought Usyk. He was peppering that eye that Joyce broke when he quit. But it is your eyesight at the end of the day. The only thing I think possibly with a flyweight or a super flyweight is, are you really going to be in that much damage from a 8-stone man than you are from a 16 to 20 stone man hitting you? He's got big balls, Sonny. There's no doubt about that. But I would have. I don't want to say I would have preferred to see him go out on his shield, because I don't want to see the guy losing his eyesight. He's a terrific fighter. He's a dad as well. You know what I mean? You don't want to see the guy losing his eyesight.
The decision should have been taken away from him. They said they were going to pull him. They didn't. He then got knocked down where he was gone.
That was what was with, because he got, when he that last punch that put him down, they were both in southpaw.
Yeah.
I don't think that was doing Sonny any favors.
No. But everything was a blur. He's never been in that position. So he wasn't thinking straight. But the corner, what with the corner? They said they were going to pull him. He goes out and does that in a round. He's not coming back from that. So why didn't the corner take it out of his hands? You don't know what he actually said to his trainer. He might have just said, "I can't see."
Mm.
You don't know. You don't know if he said, "Pull me out." He'd probably tell us on Twitter in a few weeks' time when they're all settled down. But take it out your fighter's hands, protect them.
Yeah,
wasn't very good corner work for me.
no,
I think they were just naive to the fact that Sonny's had such this glittering career so far. But at the end of the day, he's 27. There's plenty of big fights out there for him, and him finishing that fight the way he did will help in his career going forward.
Yeah, I think down at those lighter weights, you know what I mean, because it's quite rare that you see the knockout victories down at Flying Super Fly. So, you know, occasionally, you know, losses do happen. You can get tight decisions. You can get slightly off decisions. You can get freaks like Bam and like Martinez that dealt Charlie Edwards a blow when he was the world champion. You know, you can get these freaks at these low weights that can hit incredibly hard.
Yeah.
And it happens. But yeah, I don't think it's the end. There's more than enough champions out there. He wants the big fights.
And he'll go. Eddie will go.
Yeah,
and he's grown a new fan base.
Yeah, I don't think he'll lose fans over
not
that
at all.
defeat at all.
Look, the South Americans after were very complimentary, and as you said, he divides opinion, but there's no bullshit there, and I respect that.
No, absolutely. I've met the lad. I really like the lad. I think he's great. But yeah, a bit of a shame to lose a British world champion.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll just get into it. It's a big fight card. There's going to be so much to go through, and where do you start with this? I don't even know what's going to be picked as before the bell or going on TV time, because the things that we do know, the only things that we really do know, because we do know we're still 48 hours out, anything can fucking happen. We know, we've seen it in boxing. The one thing we do know, 1995 on box office, that's fucking brilliant. If the Gypsy Con Man was on there, we'd be talking 49.95.
Yeah, no, it's
without a doubt.
It's an easy buy. It's an easy buy.
And it's an easy sell. And timing wise, they're going with as if it was in the UK.
Yeah, main card starts at 7, which is when I will be tuning in, because I'm out for the day.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, going to be sensible. Because I want to remember the fights. But yes, it's the boys' day out, so. And then I have said I am departing, and I'll be sitting down with the lads at 7 p.m.
Wow.
Apparently, I didn't tell her, and she's just said, "Oh, are you? Okay." So,
is it your turn to be in trouble this week?
Well, why not?
Yeah. Well, this is planned into my 4 days of Christmas debauchery, as we have the last Friday before Christmas. We always have sausage roll Christmas round at my friend Darren and his wife Sarah's. He makes astonishing sausage rolls, and then we have this Saturday night, Christmas Eve. I'll make a legendary Christmas Eve breakfast. And then my brother and all his rabble come over in the evening, and we have pulled pork and a bit to drink. And then Christmas Day, it's drunk all day. Anyway, so it's.
Who says it's legendary? Are you claiming that yourself, or?
No, it's not self-proclaimed legendary status. Okay. Actually, this is. Yeah, this has been leveled at me for the last 4 years that I've been doing it.
Okay. Is it not an element that just gets you to do it?
No. I don't think Steph would know where to start. Fantastic cook she is, and her Christmas dinner is legendary. But my breakfasts are something else. It's a worldwide feast of waffles, pancakes of all different types, bacon, sausage, scrambled eggs. It's my little thing.
Should we start on the boxing? I want to start on one. Filip Hrgović. He is fighting Mark Demori, who fought David Haye back in yesteryear when David Haye signed that contract with Channel 5. It was a good few years ago.
To fight 3 Dorman.
Yeah. I don't see the point in this fight. at all. Hrgovic is flattered to deceive. He's boring. I don't know what's going on with him. He's 16-0. And we discussed before recording, he is current IBF #1 contender. And well, I don't understand why he's not fighting for that to be with J.R. Pateo. It's absolutely, I'm baffled, mate. I don't know if you can make any sense of it.
How do you mean with Jaya Patea?
Because he's for the IBF ranking as well.
Yeah, but and Jaya cruiserweight.
Oh God, I've got this completely wrong. What have I done here? Let's start again.
Jay's a cruiserweight. I won't edit that bit out. We like the little beautiful stumbles.
What have I got confused with myself?
I did it a few weeks ago. Well, Filip Hrgovic is the IBF #1.
Yes.
Heavyweight. So he would be mandatory for Alexander Usyk.
Yeah.
Providing that if the Undisputed goes ahead February 17th, I don't think the IBF have yet made their mind up as to whether they will allow their belt to be part of that.
Yes.
Or they will strip Usyk. There would be then, providing results go their way Saturday night, I believe that Anthony Joshua against Filip Hrgovic would be the fight for the vacant IBF. Of course, we do know that that's probably not going to be the way that things happen because pre-contracts apparently have been signed. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this fight. Similar with you, I think it's a touch on the pointless side, but Filip Hrgovic is not going to get his world title shot just yet. He's keeping busy.
Yeah.
And he's keeping busy with someone who's not going to beat him. And I don't think we can really hold that against him. It's something that was leveled at Dillian White before he was outed, shall we say, that he was the #1 WBC challenger for 3 years and did not take easy fights. He did not take tick over fights. You know, every fight he took was a risky one, apart from Lucas Brown.
Yeah, but this fight's bullshit. It'll be the first fight of the main card if it makes the main card.
I would imagine it'll probably be before the bell.
Yeah. So yeah, baffled by that one. Right.
The next one I think that will be on that before the bell is Frank Sanchez against Junior Farr. Again, interesting fight.
Well, I thought Junior Farr beat Joseph Parker.
Did you?
I did indeed. He nullified Joseph. Joseph didn't really have much to do. I just don't think they wanted to not give it to Joseph Parker. I think they had, it's Joseph Parker. He might have snuck around here. For me, Junior Farr won that fight. And then you think, okay, well, Junior, then go on, don't let it get you down too much. And then he goes and loses to Lucas Brown. So it's a big one for Junior. Junior has to win this fight. He has to win this fight. Sanchez looks dangerous, a big boy.
He is a big boy. Junior might be a quicker mover, which is what might be the difference for him. So I'll flick backwards and forwards sometimes. I need to log into BoxRec now. But yeah, he's big boy. Cuban. There's not many. Not that turn pro anyway.
No.
But yeah, it should be interesting.
Right. Okay. So least. What are we going for? Prediction.
I'll take it. We both thought that Hrgovic is going to beat tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, he should do. If he's not out there by the middle rounds, then he's doing something wrong. So I'll go. Okay, Hrgovic round 4.
Oh, you think he goes early?
He's got to. He has to put the performance in.
I'll
write them down as well.
Yeah, that would be helpful so that we do know when we do talk and the next time. I think I'm going to say Frank Sanchez.
All right. What? Sorry, what are you going for Hrgovic? Need a round, or are you going for points?
Do you want an actual round? I like doing my sort of 3-round windows.
Well, whoever gets it's closest to it, isn't it?
8.
8. Right, so you're going Sanchez what? Points, KO, and why?
I'm going to go Sanchez KO. I just think he's going to be too heavy-handed. And I can see Junior Farr rushing his work and getting caught.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's capable of getting KO'd by Lucas Brown. You know what I mean? If you get on the end of a Frank Sanchez. I think
So
that's
you're
gonna
just saying, Santa, you're not committing to any sort of rounds here? Or are you going, I'm going far, 10.
in the 10th.
Yeah.
In the final round.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm being non-committal on the roundage.
Yeah, okay. Right.
I think the final fight that will not be on the main card is the Makhmudov against Kabial fight.
Yeah.
This for me has the potential to steal the show.
Yeah, I agree. Brutes, scary looking fuckers, let's be honest.
Yeah.
They've both passed their acid tests, haven't they, with Kabial Chisora
Yeah.
and Makhmudov fought Taka. You've got to get through these guys, and they have.
Yeah. The thing that does stick out for me, if you look down the record of Makhmudov, is knocking out Marius Vac.
Yeah,
because he's a big guy. There's not many that stop him. This is a very difficult one to call. Like I say, considering their records, it's someone's always got to go type thing. I just think Makhmudov's going to be too strong.
Yep.
Hmm.
Are we having a round, or are you being non-committal again? Because you make it interesting, mate.
I'd probably say Kabial's got a bit of that, that youthful exuberance.
Oh,
Despite being 31, he's probably not got quite as many miles on the clock.
Yep.
I'll probably take it late.
4.
So it's going to be a 10-rounder in it. So yeah, I'll probably say 8 again. I'll go 8
for
Makhmudov.
Oh, okay, I'm going 6.
Going a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think the big early knockout stuff is going to come until much later in the night.
No.
I say now we're going to be guessing at the way we do this, but I think the first fight of the night might be Dubois against Miller.
Okay.
Now,
I can't.
This fight does less for me than the Hrgovic fight.
It's there's no. I don't think it's a no-win situation for Daniel Dubois for me. Jamal Murrella is a prick. He's just shown that again this fight week. If Dubois loses, that's his 3rd loss. I know you can say Jarrell Miller's undefeated. You can say that, but he's a drug cheat. And he's very dangerous. He has got a very powerful punch.
Yes.
So I actually think Miller might sneak it.
See, I think he might as well. But then it's the thing that's in the back of my head, which is why it's kind of annoying me as a fight, is that something that a lot of people that know anything about using athletic enhancement drugs and whatnot, his body will have some form of muscle memory.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw him fight, and then he was under suspicion of juicing and then was tested and was found to be juicing, his engine was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he is a guy who is not in shape.
No, not at all.
He regularly turns up at over 320. He's not showing any sort of muscle form or anything anywhere on his body. He is just a big lump of a brute. But to have that cardiovascular engine with that physique just doesn't add up to me.
No.
So how much of that, not saying that he's still got stuff in his system, but how much of subconscious muscle memory does he have where his muscles and his organs and everything else that makes his body run, are they able to run at overtime still? Because, and the thing is with Daniel, we've leveled it at him. I've said flat out, I don't think the kid's got any heart. And Jarrell Miller is very, very likely to break what is left of Daniel Dubois.
Daniel Barr's Frank's little puppet, and he can just wheel him out, and he's still in the traction, and he just probably goes, "Yeah, okay, Frank." And it's, look, don't get me wrong. I said this before, but when he lost to Joyce, he then got the better deal because he was clever, really, in the route he went down, in the sense. But now they've got him by the balls now, and then, but on the flip side, he's probably getting paid a decent wage. Well, you would hope so.
You'd hope so, yeah. And he's, I mean, the thing is with Daniel, as we've said before when we discussed his fight with Usyk, I think he's a nice kid. I think he's a well brought up kid. You know, he's incredibly polite. You can just see how him and his sister both conduct themselves. They're very well brought up people. But he hasn't got a personality. In all honesty, if Jarrell Miller wasn't there this week, this press week would have been really, really fucking boring.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only other bit of excitement is that AJ thinks that Dev Sani's a prick. But
no, that wasn't obvious at all.
So yeah, he's just, I don't think he's got enough about him to beat Jarrell Miller, which is a shame.
Yeah, I'm 100% in agree with that. I think Miller does it. And then it's back to square one for Daniel Dubois, and Frank will probably drop him. And then you go again. So yes, both for Miller. I'm going 7th round, Miller.
I'm going to take Miller on points. Just because I think Miller will be aware that Dubois has got power. And if he lands, he can cause Miller a problem. I think Miller is going to tie him up, make it ugly, and nick the rounds. But yeah, so I don't think it's not going to be the spectacle of the night, that fight.
No.
Then we're getting into the real deals, the world champions. Some of the ones that are considered pound for pound top 2, top 3. Starting with the cruisers, then Jai Opetaia, another British opponent in Ellis Zorro. We were speaking, weren't we, just before we started recording? As far as we're aware, we can't seem to find anything to contradict what we're about to say. That the IBF have said that Ellis Zorro is not a suitable mandatory opponent, so therefore the belt will not be on the line. I'm not sure if that's changed since I've heard that. I've not heard anything different.
That came from the horse's mouth, didn't it? So I don't know why they would go back on it because Eddie's moaned at them. Can't see that happen. I don't know if the ring belt's up for thing. I don't know. But
generally you have to be 1 and 2 for the ring belt to be on the line.
But there was talk about that. It puts a little bit of a dampener on it. But yeah, great fight.
It's a good fight for Ellis Zorro. For Jai Opetaia, it's very much I would imagine he's just rolled his camp. It's a very similar opponent to Jordan Thompson. Jordan's got a little bit more amateur pedigree than Ellis has. But I think they're a similar level in the professional game. So it's a great chance for Zorro. At the end of the day, you're 14 stone 4, you're quick, you're big. Anything is possible. But Jai Opetaia is an incredibly smooth operator. And I see him. I do see him stopping Zorro. Not quite as quickly as he stopped Jordan Thompson, though. So I'm going to go 6.
Fifth.
We go slightly quicker. But no, but a great shot, really, Zorro. Go on then. The light heavies. This is one of my favorite fighters on the planet to watch. Dimitri Bivol.
Try again.
Dimitri Bivol.
Sound like a low cut gangster film, low budget. Yes. What a shot for Lyndon Arthur. Fair props
Low
to him.
budget should be my boxing nickname.
Yeah, I agree. But look, Lyndon Arthur, I mean, fair fucks to him for taking a fight. He's been in. He's lost a few fights himself. There's absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. And depends what Lyndon Arthur shows up, but I just can't see past Bivol. I really can't. The guy's a special talent.
He's incredible. His feet, the way that he moves his body. A lot of people will say with someone that's very talented, get on him and hit him in the chest because that's the one part of him that don't move.
Yeah.
Bivol's not that. Bivol pivots like he's got a pole going right up through his backside and up the top of his thing, and he sort of pivots right round. It's very, very hard to hit. If anyone showed the blueprint to beat Bivol, it was Craig Richards.
Yeah, just lacked his belief. So
just lacked belief. Belief is not something Lyndon Arthur normally lacks. So I think, yeah, if he can take the Craig Richards blueprint,
yeah,
and apply it, it'll make it competitive. But I'm afraid that's as far as I can go.
But he's got if he comes in with no fear, throws his hook, because he's a little bit. Sometimes he forgets to do that. So, look, great night for him. And if he's still major British fights there for him anyway, even if he doesn't win this one. So yeah, no, good fight.
British wise, it's a hell of a division. Oh, what a division!
You can do a big night in somewhere, and it'll be well attended. But for me, Bivol 8th.
Okay, Bivol unanimous.
Unanimous. By the way, no, every fight's ending early for me. I'm going for it. Be a Christmas joy.
And in all honesty, that should really be the main support. That should be the chief support of that fight. Especially have the world title on the line. So we go to the former WBC heavyweight world champion and the former WBO heavyweight world champion. I literally today I heard that Joe Parker is 31. I couldn't believe my ears. He's been around for donkey's years. How is he only 31?
Because he hates his wife and kids and lives away from them.
But he lives in Morecambe.
I know
Morecambe that 31 looks 17.
The lovely sea air. No, to be fair, on the flip side, sitting around with the Furies all day, no, I think I'd go insane. He keeps himself in very good nick, doesn't he?
He does. From what I've heard this week as well, he is in incredible shape.
I'm really looking forward to this one. Look. Yeah, so Joe Parker. I fancy his chances here. Purely the fact that if he can stay away from that punch, he's the better boxer. We don't know what Wilder we're going to get. Everything that's been going on, he's been quite quiet as well.
Yeah, he's had one round in 2 years.
Yeah, and himself in his persona as well. He's just kind of been steadily getting on with it. If Parker can keep him close, not let him get that punch away, I'm going Parker.
That could be the key. Is getting close to Wilder, not because Wilder is dangerous at range. That's where he's really dangerous. Them levers are incredibly long. The power he generates is incredibly concussive, lethal. Joe's a fantastic inside fighter. I think he would have beat AJ when they fought if Sloppy Giuseppe would have allowed them to fight on the inside.
We've got a guess. People will just watch this now.
Yeah, just look at the dog.
Yes.
But I'm still thinking that I think he's going to time him, and I think he's going to time him early. And Joe's going to want to get close. Andy Lee is a fantastic coach. They've probably worked out a fantastic game plan of sort of working up to Wilder, almost like a pretend to go close, back off a couple of steps, throw a couple of jabs, get in really tight and start pounding up on the body. but I can see him coming in for that and just getting on the end of that bronze bomb and good night.
Bam squad. Right. I'm going Parker points.
I'm going
I've just said
Wilder fourth.
I can't say Parker points. I said I'm going to have knockouts. Parker 10th.
Yeah, I mean, if he stays close and keeps landing to the body, and then occasionally can get away and land one of them big hooks that he has got to the head, he's got a chance.
Actually, is it a 12 rounder?
I would have thought so.
Well, who knows these days? Let's have a look. Moment of truth. Yeah, it is. 10th. I'll stick with me 10th.
Yeah, Wilder has shown fragility. Obviously, someone who Joe Parker trains with has exploited Wilder's fragility, so they would have discussed all of that, I think. So I think that's something actually not a lot of people have put into the equation. The knowledge that Tyson Fury would have passed on to Joe Parker regarding Deontay Wilder, quite similar to what we had a couple of weeks ago, where Lee Wood had passed on his knowledge of Michael Conlan to Jordan Gill, and look what happened there.
Where is Tyson?
Who knows?
Do you think he'll be there? He loves Saudi. He's a Saudi king, isn't he?
I'd like to think he'll be there.
He's got to be there, isn't he?
Because one thing you can guarantee, Alexander's going to be there.
Yeah. Barely. No, yeah. That'd be good. I hope he's there.
Yeah, he should be there. The only thing, before we get on to AJ, then we'll go with I think they've done incredibly well with obviously getting all this card together. It apparently all came together at extremely sort of short notice, came together very, very quickly. It's amazing what people can do when you flash loads of money at them. But the promo for it has been terrific. That zombie style advert.
Right. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Eddie.
Mm.
And then there's the eyes in the glass eyes. The fish, what I would say would be the fish eyes, and then it cuts to a Frank Warren zombie. Did you notice that? The eyes in the bowl, and they're big old eyes, and he picks them up, and then it cuts to Frank Warren. Surely Frank Warren's not that daft to realise, is that aimed at me? Did you notice that?
Not in that sense, no, actually. But
Wow.
yeah, thinking back on it now, I don't know whose responsibility it was. I only know from listening to Bunty when he spoke to Eddie Hearn about it. There was a couple of worldwide locations where it was all filmed and makeup and whatnot. It was all done incredibly professionally. But I think it's one of the best boxing promos we've seen. I don't think Eddie's too far wrong when Eddie says this is possibly the best event in boxing ever. But the thing that Frank has been saying, and it's the clip they use of him on TalkSport constantly, this is for the fans. It's December 23rd in Saudi Arabia, Frank. It's not for the fucking fans.
Yeah, but it kind of is, because we're all fucking watching. I'm like, even my mates who don't care, they're like, yeah, we'll watch that. We'll watch that. I'm just like, well, they went, who is it? I was like, heavyweights, cruiserweights. And then reeled off some names. I'm like, oh, okay. So it is for the fans in the sense of the timing.
Yeah, everyone will watch it on telly. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, they will. But boxing fans in this country, real boxing fans, because this country is not. I wouldn't say it's split. There's grades and levels of boxing fans in this country, from your purists up down to your casuals. There's levels. When you go to a big Wembley Stadium fight or a Tottenham Hotspur Stadium fight, you see all of the levels there, from the celebrities that know a little bit about boxing that are all sitting in the seats that people would kill for, and sort of working back to the your purists that have got a bit of money, and then going to your casuals that have got too much money, and then sort of filter into everybody else. The first time I saw AJ at Wembley, we were sat with some people that honestly had no business being anywhere near a boxing show, but such is life. But these big fights, they should be in Britain. Do you know what I mean? Vegas has had its time. Even New York, obviously, Madison Square Garden's an enormous pull. But we were going pre-COVID. Every promoter was saying Britain's the place. Everyone wants to come and fight in Britain. We were getting the likes of, Lomachenko came and fought here. We still haven't had Canelo fight here.
We won't. I
You don't
can't
think we'll
see
see
it.
that?
Nah. I think Canelo doesn't have the pull anymore. And not that he's not a fantastic fighter, but there's too much going on with other fighters, and people will always think about the contaminated meat once you get that on you. I think we just have to accept that Saudi is what it is now. And the majority of boxing fans will accept it because it's not 4 o'clock in the morning. It's our time.
Yeah.
Because Saudis have not tried to put it at their time. It's a city that never sleeps. They're 3 hours ahead at the moment, maybe 4. That with the time zone, it's 3 or 4 hours. So they're not trying to put it their way. They do it because they don't do it with the wrestling. When they have 2 big pay-per-views in the WWE, I know you hate it, but they stick to British time or their time. So the Yanks have to watch it in the morning or 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So they've not done that with boxing. So I think we just have to accept it, because you look at other sports with the NBA and NFL coming to London for season games, that happens. There is talk that they will bring the Super Bowl to the UK once, which I think would be a travesty.
I think that's going to piss a lot of people off if they try that.
So on that flip side, we're just going to have to accept Saudi. And if we do get these fights for the fans and not just for Eddie and Frank's fake handshake, then I think we're just going to have to suck it up.
Yeah. You know what? I'm saying there, obviously, it's not for the fans and that we want them here. It's still in the ship, though, of, if it means that we get the fights that we deserve, then so be it that they're not here. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm a purist boxing fan. Yes, I love going, but it's fucking expensive. I can't go once a month, to a show where it's 200 quid a ticket to sit anywhere near the ring. I'm just not that flush.
And there's also a lot of dickheads that go.
There is.
So that puts you off.
It does put you off ever so slightly. I do remember being offered a chance to go to Fury against White at Wembley, and I kind of thought, I don't really fancy Wembley Stadium with a load of travellers and a load of geezers from South London. It just spelled trouble to me. But as far as I know, that all went off without a hitch. But we'll get to the main fight then, the headline event of the Day of Reckoning in Riyadh. Anthony Joshua, Otto Wallen. I think it's an interesting fight.
It's an okay fight.
I do think so. I don't think either fighter deserves stick for accepting the fight.
No, not at all. I quite like the fight.
I do. But this week, I've seen a different Joshua this week. Old Joshua's back.
Old Joshua, or don't give a fuck anymore, Joshua. This is me.
Yeah, possibly somewhere in between.
Yeah. I've always hated the dislike for Anthony Joshua. Why do we want him to fail? Why do most, maybe non-boxing fans, they hear, oh, he only supports black businesses, or he only does this. That's one reporter saying one thing, and then they're just turning your screw on how you are supposed to like AJ. Are we frustrated with the AJ's performances of late? Yes. He's forgot how to throw a punch at times, but he still got the result in the last fight. He's come back from losing to a fat Mexican, which could have sent people the wrong way, but he came back and avenged that. He lost to Usyk because Usyk's a very, very talented fighter who beat most heavyweights.
Yeah. And Robert McCracken was trying to give him a way out of that fight, to not accept it and say there is no shame in not fighting this man. But AJ wouldn't have it. He said he's the guy. He's the new guy. I want to fight him. He's my mandatory. I'm not leaving a belt and stepping aside. And he did that fucking twice. Balls on the guy to go in there with, for me, the most dangerous heavyweight in the world is Alexander Usyk. Not because he's, he could potentially kill you like Deontay Wilder can, but how do you beat that guy?
I don't know. I don't think we'll find out because he's going to beat Fury. We'll get to that at some point. No, and AJ, when he fought Hellenius, who was the late replacement, he didn't have to, but he made sure everyone got paid.
Mm.
And the undercard went ahead because obviously if AJ is not there, the whole night gets pulled. And then it turns out Hellenius has been on the
He's
doodah,
been
whatever you
juicing
want.
as well.
So I'm fed up with the AJ slanging, and fair fucks to him this week because he's clearly. Do you know what? These IFL and all this, and they want the clicks. I get it, but they're quick to shout him down when he's not there, but then lick his ass when he's in front of them. So yeah, fair fucks to you, AJ. I'm all for his attitude this week.
Yeah, and as we alluded to earlier, the fact that any time Dev Sani asks him anything, it's either I don't want to talk to you, or it's just one word answers.
He just looks at him,
Yeah.
right, Dev.
I think that's
give him
brilliant.
a little like head rub. Oh, come on, son.
But yeah, but I do think that element actually that you've seen, it's very close to being an either the old AJ is back, or he's got to the stage now, as you said, where he said, you know what, you're all writing me off. I don't give a fuck anymore. I've not peaked. Is he 30 now? Is he?
He is AJ.
Mm.
He's 34.
Oh, really? I didn't actually think he was that old. But heavyweight boxing is a different game because obviously it's not as high paced as the other weight divisions. So you can go longer, older. Look at George Foreman. But and speaking of George Foreman, that's a name that's been mentioned by people that have seen AJ in camp with Ben Davison. That there's snap and there's pop and there's all sorts of stuff going on in his punching and and not just his power punching, but in his combination punching, which is what we've not seen from AJ since the Ruiz defeat.
And Ben's got a character. He's got a personality. He ain't just going to be his trainer. I feel like they will talk about how his life is outside of boxing. He's personable. So maybe he just made AJ feel like he can be AJ again. Because Ben's not going to care about what's been said in the papers. Because Ben has been slagged off twice. He got slagged off when he was Fury coach, and who was it that said he got it all wrong, his game plan, quite openly?
John Fury.
Yeah, John, big. It was John. Yeah, sorry. To slag that man's character in front of the world was a fucking joke because there would be no Tyson. Tyson Fury would not be alive today if it wasn't for Ben Davison, in my eyes.
No, I agree.
And then he got very heavily criticised for saving Lee Wood.
Yep.
And then look where Lee Wood is now. So I got a lot of time for Ben.
Yeah, we're big Davison fans on this show, and I think it's a great move being involved with AJ. There's the obvious thing there. Obviously, he's going to know a little bit more about Wallin because he was part of the Fury team when they took Wallin on. And there's also, but that's also on the flip side, that's been used by Wallin.
Yeah.
He said that, yes, he was the coach of Fury when I fought Fury and nearly beat Fury. And then guess what? He got sacked.
What I will say, we'll talk about the fight. Wallin's a southpaw.
Yeah. But he's like an orthodox southpaw.
He's still a southpaw. He's still got that left coming in. That's what bothered Fury a little bit, I found.
Yeah, I think he's an orthodox southpaw. If you look at Usyk as a southpaw, the way he moves is incredibly evasive. It's incredibly difficult to read. And the power punch for Usyk is not the big back left hand. It's the sort of the jab turned into the right hook and then he moves off and he can get you elsewhere. Whereas Volin is basically like an orthodox fighter, but with his right hand forward. So it's and from what I've not seen a great deal. He moves one way, whereas Usyk kind of moves all over the place. So if Wallin is constantly circling around to his right, he's trying to keep away from AJ's big right hand.
Yeah, but it's very. You can't compare anyone to Usyk, really.
No, no. To be fair, he is uncomparable.
So I just think, look, Wallin, if he's I mean, he struggled to get fights, really, isn't he? Since the Fury fight, Dominic Brazil is he's just a name there to kind of quick go through. It's not really been tested, has he? So, but no, fair fucks to him. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. But I'm going to put me cards on the table here. Josh 6.
You know what? It's not often we agree, like properly, but that's what I had written down.
We got one the same, one the same. So I've written them all down.
So that we can come back and just see how little we fucking know.
Correct. But yeah.
But yeah, I think that caps off a fantastic year of boxing. Actually, I think we've had plenty of stuff this year. So much stuff coming in January. I'm well excited for. Jonas Mayer, particularly, really excited for that.
Don't think Terry Harper is though.
No, that was great. I really enjoyed that little bit of banter.
Yeah.
And
Jonas' reply was just like, I can't be fucking asked, but I've got to say something. And it was, didn't say much in the night though, did you?
No,
It's
well,
like,
because
oh, fuck off.
she took a picture with Tommy Fury and Nina Hughes and was
Yeah.
like, this is what real boxers do when they see each other. Well, for one, Tommy Fury is not a real boxer, so you don't have to worry about that. And Nina Hughes is a world champion in a weight division that you are not getting anywhere near, Tash, because you're not getting back down to 8.5 stone.
Exactly.
So, but sitting next to a rival of someone you've had a controversial decision against, and I've spoken to Terry. Terry's got form. She's got bands.
Yeah.
She's a character, and I would imagine that she's been under Jonas's skin ever since their draw.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed that. I thought that was good fun. And I'd like to see Terry facing the winner of
100%. Surely it's a no-brainer.
Of Jonas against Mayer. Then we've had a few other things that we've not really touched on. Obviously, with Ebony Bridges has lost her world title, so there's Nina Hughes is now looking at other opponents because I know that them two were they were bang up for fighting each other, but that's off the cards now. So yeah, we'd like to see Nina out in the new year. One that is going on in the new year in February. Former guest from this parish, Stevie Levy, has got an English title shot, first ever women's English title. Mainly because someone fucked up the paperwork and it's not the British, because it was going to be the British. And someone somewhere cocked it up. So there was like, right.
They've spun it well, though.
Yeah. But I think the English title is, first time. It's still an incredible level to achieve to win an English title.
100%.
I'd like to think Stevie's probably a bit too vicious for Ebony Jones, but she has certainly got a bit about her as well. So that's going to be on the GBM Live Talksport YouTube.
Good old card that for non-TV.
Yeah. Well, so hopefully as well. Obviously, we were a little bit. What's the word? We dug them out a little bit about the quality of their sort of streaming event that they put on before with Talksport. So hopefully it's improved.
Hopefully,
and we can
count me chickens.
No, but yeah, a great year. I think we've got a good year coming up. Should get some proper good world title fights as well. Hopefully, the return of Callum Smith against Beterbiev. I think that's late January, early Feb, I believe.
Yeah, he's the only Smith I like. So.
Yeah. And mate, just to you, we've come to our first sort of Christmas special. I think I've really enjoyed doing this with you this year, mate.
Oh, it's been class, mate. I really enjoy it. I do.
Yeah, not as frequent as it has been in the summer, because obviously, as we've mentioned, we have other talking commitments with
we do
other
indeed.
Sports.
We do indeed.
Yeah, I'd like to think that when we get to chatting about this, we cover everything we need to cover.
Yeah.
And we do it in our own little way as well.
Exactly. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone. And Merry Christmas to you, sir.
You too, pal.
The towel is in.